Morning. Right, plan today, I'm just going to switch my wheels over to tubeless. And a lot of people think, oh no, tubeless, oh, it's really messy and tricky to do, and or they just have a fear of how to do it. So I just thought I'd quickly show you how I do it. It's quite simple, really. Yeah, I'm running tubes on my wheels at the moment, but the valves are too short, and I've got some spare tubeless valves, so I thought I'd take the opportunity and show you how to do it. All right, let's get stuck in. So before you can go tubeless, you'll need to make sure that your rims are tubeless ready and that your tyres are tubeless ready. Oh, hi Lola. You come to help? Or are you just going to sleep? Okay, you just sleep there. So often, if you look at your tyre, I don't know if you can make that out, it should say tubeless ready, or it would say TLR or something like that, TLR tubeless ready. So look for that on your tyre wall, make sure that is the case with your tyre. Most modern tyres, I think, are tubeless ready because it seems to be a common standard these days, and these rims don't say it on them, but they are tubeless ready. You also get two types of rim wall. So on the inside, some have a little hook and some are straight. And on your tyre, it'll often have two different pressures, and it will say one pressure maximum for unhooked rims or straight rims, and one pressure for hooked rims. You can normally put a lot more air in on a hooked rim. Okay, right, let's show you how to switch the valves over. This is like a standard valve. You can see it's way too short for this deep section rim. I just put the tubes in that I had. So we're going to take this out and we're going to put a tubeless valve in, and I'll show you how to do that. So what you'll need to set yourself up tubeless, alongside obviously tubeless tyres, tubeless ready rims, tubeless ready tyres, yeah, are some tubeless valves and some sealant. I've just got stands under that sticker. It says tubeless sealant. Okay, I think these even there you go. There's even an instruction on the back on how to do it. Anyway, so these valves, I've got a big rubber bung on the bottom. So you put this through the rim like you would a valve that's attached to your inner tube. So normally this is obviously fixed to an inner tube that comes round like this, so inner tube round, there's the valve, put your inner tube in the tyre. So instead you have this little rubber bung which presses up against, or is pulled tight against the inside of the rim, and then you pinch it down as normal with the threaded nut on the outside of the rim. So yeah, you push this through, pull that down tight against the inside of the rim, it creates a seal. And then inside the rim there is tubeless rim tape. So your wheel that comes tubeless ready should have tubeless rim tape already installed, which allows you to set the wheel up tubeless. It's different to normal rim tape. As I say, if it says tubeless ready, it should already be done. So yeah, I'll show you how to put these in. So I'm going to assume you know how to take your wheel off and let the air out your tyre and remove an inner tube. If you don't know how to do that, then I probably wouldn't have a go at setting up tubeless. So we're just gonna let the air out of this, remove the inner tube, and then I'll show you how to put the valve in. Okay, so we're just removing this tyre, or inner tube should I say, from this wheel. Just like you're changing a puncture. Okay, so let all the air out, pull this, oh, there it goes. Oh, I don't need that anyway. So we're going to pull this inner tube out. Okay, we don't need that anymore. See ya. And what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to carry a spare inner tube anyway when I'm running tubeless, just in case. If you get a decent puncture that the sealant won't seal. once you wipe all the sealant out your face, it's sprayed everywhere, you can bang an inner tube in and that'll get you home. And there's these new TPU inner tubes. I say new, they've been around a while. I'm going to start running those personally because they're super light. You carry a decent size one of these for your gravel bike. It's got quite a bit of weight to it. These new TPU ones weigh 20 grams. Anyway, so this is a hump wheel. It's been set up tubeless ready. I don't know if you can see that tape. See the tape on the rim goes right from one edge to the other, like right across, almost so it's when your tyre is in there, it's up against this tape on the inside of the rim, and it creates a really good airtight seal, and then the sealant helps maintain that seal, so you don't need inner tube. So normal rim tape wouldn't work. It's got to be this tubeless tape, which you can buy, but this comes tubeless ready, so it's already done for you, which is handy because that can be a bit of a headache to get it right. Okay, let's get the valve in. Right, so I got my valve with the rubber bung. Push it through the rim. And you can see the rubber, this is the rubber head, is just pressed up against the inside of the rim, up against the tape. All right, and then just like you would normally do. It's still quite short now. I might have to get some longer ones, but for now they'll work. Yeah, that is really short actually. So I'm going to need to order some slightly longer ones, but you get the idea. So there's no inner tube attached to it, obviously. It's just the actual valve part, and that's pushed through, and then using this nut, just tighten that, pull that down tight against the rim. I like to push against the bung, push down hard on that, and it gives you a bit more slack then to tighten this up and nip that up nice and tight. Okay, once that's done, you're away. You literally just put the tyre back on without the obviously no inner tube, which obviously if it's your first time it's going to feel a bit weird because you're fitting a tyre, nothing inside yet. Sometimes these tubeless tyres, tubeless setups can be a bit of a bugger to get the tyre to sit properly. So I've just found soapy water is the best one. Just get an old bottle, spray it just fill it with soapy water and just spray it around the rim. And that way, when you inflate it, that should pop into place. This can be really tight as well. I am actually cheating a bit here, sorry, just for this video, using the levers. You don't have to worry about pinch flats because there's no inner tube in there. Get on there, you sod. Anyway, all right, that's on. Right, tyres on. Now, you might need a compressor to do this. Sometimes you can do it without, but I use a compressor because you need that instant burst of air, you know, bosh, to pop the tyre into place, into the bead. But have a go with your track pump. But yeah, a compressor is often necessary. But you can pick them up quite cheap if you're going to do this regularly. It's handy having one. So now that's on, I'll show you what we do next. So you don't need one of these. You can do this with just a tiny little spanner or some needle nose pliers. But ideally, you want one of these little tools. And what we're doing is we're removing the core of this valve to allow us to pump sealant into the rim. All right, that's it. You can do it before you can just leave the tyre slightly off and pour it in that way, but that will get a bit messy and it can go all over your floor and all over your shoes, and I know because I've done it. I end up bloody covered in it. So for a few quid, this is invaluable. And all this does, you can see, you put it over the valve core and unscrew it. Boom, done. Happy days. And that's the middle of the valve, right? And now I've got a big hole in there which I can pump sealant into. Right, so all you do next, and I have the wheel with the valve at kind of 90 degrees at sort of 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock, which when you pump the sealant in allows it to run down inside just initially. Obviously you can't have it at the top. Well, you could have it at the top, but it's just, well, it's easier just to have it there. If you have it at the bottom, it all pulls at the bottom and squirts back on you. All right, so you get your sealant, and I use this little syringe type thing with a tiny little skinny hose on it, which is for pumping it into the valve. All right, just draw your sealant out. I mean, I sort of do a couple of these half full for each tyre. I'm sure somebody somewhere will say, oh, that's too much or that's not enough, but it works for me, so I don't care what you think, because that's how I do it and it works. All right, and I've now had no issues and it seals punctures, etc. Fine. So get that. All right, put it in the valve. You watch, this is where it goes all over me. Sit that at 90 degrees and just slowly feed that in. All right, and that'll get us going in, and it's coming down here inside the rim, and it's not going all over my patio because the tyre's sitting in place. All right, one of them, that's in. Do another one. See, how easy is this? All right, nothing to be afraid of. Easy, easy. So, a bit more of that. All right, that's in. Okay. Put the valve core back in. Thread it back up. I mean, there might be pro mechanics out there going, oh my God, what is he doing? But, you know, I'm a home mechanic. If this helps you out a little bit, then brilliant, have a go, right? It's, if you don't try it, you'll never know. And, you know, I know tubeless is not for everyone, but on my gravel bike, it's great. It lets me run really low pressures. It's a bit lighter, yada, 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 yada. So have a go. Right, that's the valve core in. Next is just to pump the tyre up. And once you've pumped the tyre up, I mean, you can do it at this stage if you want. It's important to rotate the wheel a few times, all right? Get that sealant that's in there running all the way around, all right? Okay, and then we'll do it again once we've pumped it up. So now we'll pump it up and then spin the wheel a few times just to get the sealant in the right place and doing its job, and then creating that airtight seal. So I do have a compressor, which makes life a lot easier because it, you know, you get that instant burst of air which seats the tyre almost instantly. Without that, you might struggle, but have a go. The first time I ever did it, I couldn't do it. So, and that was with a track pump. So I did end up just going online and buying a compressor. One of these little, I think you see these little Stanley ones on Amazon for like 100 quid. Don't bother, because you can get a really decent, powerful one for not a lot more. This company, really good. SGS. This is, you know, all right. It's a reasonable size. Yeah, just to give you an idea of the size of it. Okay, but it's and I know I've got this. You've already seen I did a video on this Presticycle tyre valve thing, inflator, which I've attached to it. This is Weather's weight in gold. It's already served me well. Doing myself, my bike, my wife's bike, friends and customers' bikes. Yeah, you'll use it a lot if you're running tubeless. It's an invaluable bit of kit. So let's get this pumped up. Yeah, boom, straight away. That's on. That's on already, look. Done. So we'll spin that around a bit. get the sealant all the way around the wheel. I hate all these stones going everywhere. Bloody dog. Anyway, there you are. That is it. Simple as that. Monitor that for an hour or so. Make sure it doesn't go down. You know, check it for any sealant bubbling out, which there isn't. And that's your lot, really. As long as you've got no sealant bubbling out, it means the tyre is sat properly. If you have got sealant bubbling out, it's worth deflating it. Try a bit more soapy water and then pump it back up again. Try and get it to reseat. But yeah, you don't want to be losing any air out here for obvious reasons. Okay, that is how to set yourself up tubeless. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.